It is 6:42. Right, we're going to talk more World Cup now. The England camp was rocked yesterday with news of a shock injury.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the team's training camp in Russia, in Rapino. Luckily, I don't think this is going to affect play on the field, though, is it, Jonathan?
I don't know. You know, as an assistant manager myself, I know how important it is to have a serious input from the touchlines.
Ben, just being yourself up. Of course, the manager's really important, and of course for Gareth, well, a bit embarrassing for him. At least he's able to sort of laugh it off really and say that he's going to have to be really careful when he sort of celebrates. Hopefully, there's going to be lots of celebrating going on in the next couple of games. He can't no longer punching the air. And let me just say where we are this morning. We are up here in Rapino. We've been up here for the last couple of days. It's very, very quiet compared to the rest of Russia, all the excitement of all the other cities that we've been to. We were out in the restaurant last night. And the players sometimes often leave sort of their hotel, just take a wander into pretty much the only restaurant that is here in Rapino. It's got a bit of a more Scandinavian feel inside. Amazing steak they do there, I can vouch for that. We had one last night. And also the flies were a problem down in Volgograd, weren't they? The mozzies, you probably saw us on camera doing that. The flies are still a problem up here as well, getting bitten all the time. So this seems to be the real theme of the World Cup, although the England team, let me tell you, seriously don't have any problems for themselves. Surely the medical kit that they've got is full of lots of mozzie spray. Let me tell you someone who's got an amazing World Cup call-up. This is Simon Townley here from Burnley. Morning, Simon. Morning. He is the hairdresser to the England team. He's just flown himself in last night. He's going to hopefully get in to see the team today. That's an amazing call-up you've got. How did that happen?
It's just a natural progression within the industry that I've been working hard at, but also very lucky that the progression has come with my hometown team of Burnley, getting promoted to the Premier League, getting some players called up to England, and I was their hairdresser.
So Tom Heaton's your main guy, isn't he?
He was at the Burnley at the time, yep. So he got called up to England, deservedly so as well, and then he invited me down to cut his hair while he was working for England.
So you've paid for yourself to come here, but you're about to go into the team hotel later on today. Yep. So it's not just Tom Mayer's hair you're cutting, you're going to be cutting the rest of the team. Yeah,
well, unfortunately Tom got an injury this season, so he couldn't make it, but because I went to Chantilly 2 years ago, I ended up getting a few more clients from that, and thankfully I've been invited back today, so...
So what have you got planned then? What sort of things do England players ask for? Mullets?
To be fair, you've got two different types of player. You've got the one that wants pretty much the most precise haircut you can ever do. Don't go too high, don't go too low. And then you've got the opposite ones who'll just sit down and say, do what you want, mate. Okay. So, yeah, it's a free rein in some respects.
Well, that team hotel is like a fortress. I mean, you have to have the right passes, you have to be pretty much a member of the England team to get inside. So you're clearly in the inner circle. They love and trust you.
Well, it's a blessing and I'm very grateful, hence why I've invested in myself to come out here, because I'm grateful for the opportunity. But you're all right, trying to get in that place yesterday was an absolute nightmare because the hotel take your passport off you when you get here. So trying to prove who I was without a driver's licence or a passport was an absolute nightmare.
Simon, great to see you. Thanks for coming down this morning.
Thank you so much.
Be careful of those scissors though, yeah?
Yeah.
We don't want sort of any injuries. We've had one to Gareth Southgate. Let's just hope you've got something planned for the final maybe. You know, maybe a nice little mullet, England in the final in a couple of weeks' time.
I tell you, Jonathan, both the girls are impressed with his quiff this morning. There's some serious quiffage going on there with Simon. Kate's trying to work out whether she could do that with her.
I'd like to work on it.
To be fair, I left my wax in the England camp hotel yesterday. Got up this morning and thought I ain't even got any wax for myself. So
you've run out of wax already.
I ain't got any wax.
That's just bedhead.
Well, good luck trying to find some wax in a Russian supermarket.
Yeah. Jonathan, thank you. Impressive fringe.
Are you going to do that with yours?
I'm going to try.
It's proper quiff aggro, isn't it?
That's my flick to shame, doesn't it? Get somebody in here for makeup with wax. I'm jealous.